Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Venue Diagram. I'm Clay, and this week's episode is going to be a tier listing of Dylan's albums from the 80s. No.
So that brings us to Saved, and I had these in the wrong order. I'm putting Shot of Love back where it's supposed to be. I don't listen to Saved. I am putting it in Desolation Row because that's where I kind of want to put it. It went too far. You've gone too far, BD. You're beyond what I'm able to do at this point. Shot of Love, Slow Train, both have really great redeeming qualities. I I can't with Saved. All right, so that brings us to Shot of Love, and Shot of Love will bring us back up to it's either B or C. I'm not sure. The production has got the way too heavy 80s production, but it's got some really good songs on it. Property of Jesus is actually pretty good. Every Grain of Sand is obviously great. Groom Still Waiting at the Altar. Lenny Bruce, really good songs. Is it B or C? I'm going to leave it in C. It could make its way up to B. I'm leaving it in C. Infidels is A for me. Joker Man. Infidels is either B or A. I'm going to put it in A because it's got a vibe I like. So it's not going down here in the B vibes that are just quite a little bit off. It's got Joker Man. It's got I and I. It's got Joker Man, Sweetheart Like You, I and I, Neighborhood Bully, Don't Fall Apart on Me Tonight. There are a lot of really good songs, and it feels like that return to form, right? It's one of those first best albums since Blood on the Tracks call outs that Dylan starts getting, and it is. And so that's, I mean, maybe best album since Desire, in my opinion, but I'm putting it in A. Real Live is real bad. Is it F? Is it our first F? It's a real mess. It's real bad. I'm holding out. I'm holding out F for now. Put it in D. Put it in D with the rest of these other bad albums. But don't listen to Real Live. Empire Burlesque. I don't hate Empire Burlesque. I'm going to put it in C. It's got Tight Connection to My Heart, When the Night Comes Falling from the Sky, Dark Eyes, Emotionally Yours. It's got some good songs. It's just the 80s production. It's overdone. If if you went back, like when you go back and listen to these songs when Dylan does them in other contexts, they're much better. Um, so I'm putting it in C. It's it's not terrible. Biograph is its own thing, right? So Biograph is really the way that a whole bunch of people really became. It's one of those entry points into Dylan, and it has some music that is new and some like greatest hits collaboration stuff, and created this whole box set experience. I'm putting it in B because it has good points and it has terrible points. So it feels like a middle of the road thing. If we were ranking the greatest hits collections, I'd probably put them all in B too. So I'm going to put Biograph in B. Knocked Out Loaded. This is a special case. Knocked Out Loaded, other than Brownsville Girl, is bad. But Knocked Out Loaded is the first Dylan album that I owned. I had the cassette tape of Knocked Out Loaded. And I listened to that cassette tape every single night in 1986. And so I'm going to put it in B. No, I can't do that. I'm going to put it in C. It probably should go in D, but I'm going to put it in C. There's not a whole lot of really good stuff you can say about Knocked Out Loaded, but I have a soft spot for Knocked Out Loaded because, again, it was the first Dylan album that I bought when it was new. Down in the Groove is also bad. I'm putting it in D. Silvio, Silver and Gold, Can't Buy Back the Heart of a Life Grown Cold. Ranked Stranger. There's just weird stuff on this album. Sally Sue. I don't know. 90 Miles an Hour, Ugliest Girl in the World. It's such a strange album. It was such a weird album. I'm putting it in D. I'm leaving it in D. Dylan and the Dead, I'm also putting in D. It was another just misfire of a live album. People say that the other live concerts from that tour were not as bad as this one, but that's the one that got released. Oh Mercy. When Oh Mercy came out, it had that great feel to it, right? It had that everybody's coming back feel. Political World, Disease of Conceit, The Man in the Long Black Coat. There's a lot of really great songs on this album. And I forget about it because by this point, right, it's kind of fallen back down the list again. I'm not sure if I want to put it here in A or down here in B. It's still overproduced. I think I'm going to put it down in B because I don't think it quite reaches the heights of the A tier for me personally. It has some really great songs, though, that I do really enjoy. And I think that does bring us to the end of the 80s, yes. So there we go. The first 3 decades of Bob Dylan's career, we have ranked all of the albums on our specialized tier list. And it's very self-indulgent, and I'm sure that everyone disagrees with everything I did here. This is non-professional, no knowledge of music really at all, just a big Bob Dylan fan for my entire life, and how I feel about each of these albums. So feel free to disagree with me. I know you will. I have some real crazy opinions here for a couple of these. A couple of them, clearly, it's the consensus, right? Putting an album that a lot of people hate in A tier, probably you'll disagree with that. Okay. And avoiding putting anything down on 4th Street, you got a lot of nerve to say you are my friend, but when I was down, you just stood there grinning. Anyway, this has been Venue Diagram, and see you in the next life, Jack.